Well, hi YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Let me take a seat. So, I just want to do just another quick discussion video with you guys today. Just to kind of give you guys just an update. If you've been following my smart home series lately, my smart home playlist, I've been doing reviews on whatever smart home device I can get my hands on. Whether it's something I've been wanting to purchase or something I've just been wanting to review, I've been reaching out to companies and getting this stuff. And a lot of the devices, to be honest with you, I purchased because I've been wanting to upgrade my home with smart stuff for a long time, and I pretty much have all the devices you really need at this point, with the exception of a few more lights and switches, right? But one thing I wanted to share with you guys is just talk a little bit about, smart home hubs and, of course, the Google. We're not going to talk about the Echo today because the Echo will come to it at a later date. The Echo basically does the same thing as the Google Home, whether it be the Mini, the Max, I believe it's called, or the standard Google Home. And what they are really, in essence, is they're smart speakers that actually have really evolved into a smart home hub. They play well with a lot of different devices, and pretty much most of the devices that you're going to buy in the more the affordable range, when it comes to some of the smart plugs, or some of the Wi-Fi switches off eBay, some of those no-name brands, they still play well with both devices. So what I wanted to do was touch base with you guys a little bit about the Google Assistant. And basically what the Google Assistant is, to my discovery, is Google Assistant you can put on your Android device if you have an Android phone, which a lot of people do. But what it is basically it almost pretty much turns your phone into a Google Home, with the exception of the larger speaker. Now I've opted to set it where I actually have to open the app and select that I want to give it a voice command. And what they've done is they've integrated the Google Assistant into other devices that aren't even the Google Home. So like in my house, for instance, right now I have two Google Homes and a Google Mini, which have the voice assistant. So I can go ahead and play music through those. I can go ahead and set something up in my calendar. I can tell it to play something on one of the Chromecasts on the TV. I can do all those things. But what I didn't realize is having it on your phone. And just NVIDIA Shield is another device I use for my Android my Android TV box. They've added that to the Android box, to the NVIDIA Shield. So now, with the remote, I can actually just go over to the remote, and this is what the remote looks like for the NVIDIA. And it's got a microphone button on it. So I can actually click that, and instead of saying the activation word for the Google Home, I can just hold this and speak. And now the NVIDIA Shield is actually become a Google Home as well, again with the exception of the speaker. My phone, same thing, with the Google Assistant on here, I can actually give voice commands just like I would my Google Home to activate the lights or turn off the lights. The nice thing about this too, which I really, really like, is sometimes I don't always want to yell out commands. You know what I mean? And sure, I can go over to the app and I can go ahead and go into the LifeX app if I want to turn off the lights or dim them. But one thing that's really awesome with this is I can go ahead to the Google Assistant and I can actually select keyboard and I can text it a command. So I can just say, I'm going to say, she heard me, so I'm just going to text her a light activation mode, okay? So I'm just going to say, turn off the living room track lighting. I'm going to send that. Oops, my bad. Sorry, I messed that up. Let me try that again. It's always, this stuff will work every single time you're not recording yourself. As soon as you put that camera on you, it all goes out the window. Let me close some of these apps here. Let me try that again. Turn off the living room track lighting. So I'm going to send that command. And as you can see, it didn't work. Let's try turn off the living room lights. And sometimes it's very specific to what you're saying or what you have the device stored as. So there you go. Hey Google, turn off the living room track lighting.
You got it. Turning off the living room track lighting.
So there you go, and then with voice command. So we'll say, hey Google, turn on the living room lights. And there you go.
Turning 3 lights
And
on.
so now I have naturally set in the Google app these 3 lights in the ceiling with the LifeX bulbs to actually be called the living room. So that's why, you know, I don't have to have it do all 3. You can set each name, you can specify each name, but when I say living room lights, it means these 3 lights for that particular, for the Google Assistant. So really, really interesting what they've done. They've almost integrated the Google Assistant into every Android phone out there. And what's amazing, really, is that if you have the Google Assistant on your phone, now I'm not saying go out and buy a Google Mini because I love the fact that you can just, you know, talk and it activates. It's always plugged in and it always works, right? But really, you can actually just take your phone. Let's say you want to go ahead and experiment with some of the smart home stuff, and you just want to go ahead and start off with getting, you know, maybe a smart outlet. You know, maybe you don't have the money to go out right away. And I don't know why you wouldn't. They're $29 for the Mini right now. But if, let's say you don't have the money, you don't want to go out right now and spend the money on one of the Google Homes, right? Basically, you can add all this stuff to your Google account and then voice control it still with your phone. So, you know, I'll do the voice command with the phone as well. So, hey, and we don't want to say the activation word.
I found these. The first result is from Google.
Turn off the living room track lighting.
Here's what I found.
Turn off the living room lighting.
Sure, turning off 3 lights.
Turn on the living room track lighting.
Check out these pictures.
So, turn on the living room lights.
Okay, turning on 3 lights.
Now let me try with the other one. Hey Google, turn on the living room track lighting.
Sure, turning the living room track lighting on.
So as you can see, for whatever reason or another, the Google Home actually works. For some reason, it's not the track lighting isn't working with the actual phone, but you can see it works with the other one. So there's probably just a setting in there that has to be tweaked or whatnot. But it is really interesting that this device or this app is now on, or can be installed, if not it's installed already, on most of the Android phones, which is really, really fantastic. Now, I'm sure you have the option to not install that app. I use the Google Home Launcher, so I'm sure that's part of the Google Home Launcher. I like it the best of all the launchers out there. So really, really interesting that all the devices now are turning into a Google Home. So what I'm going to do on the next video is I'm going to go ahead and try to have one of those devices in a room in my house, like maybe the garage. I don't have Google Home, with an old cell phone, and see if I can just keep this phone minimal as far as what's on it, and see if I can get it to activate just like the Home, where you can convert your old phone into a Google Home. So guys, that's my quick video about the Google Home Assistant. Pretty awesome stuff they're doing right now. Just the way technology is changing, it really is quite amazing. So guys, if you like the video, remember to subscribe. Check out my other videos on my smart home series if you're into this stuff. And of course, never forget to check out my watch reviews. Subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification icon button to be notified anytime that I put up a new video. And as always, have a great day, guys.